through governance, a roundtable panel discussion brought to you by the Controllers Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the Controllers Council. And before I introduce our expert panelists and our partner sponsor, let me share some brief housekeeping items. First, this webinar is CPE eligible with 4 polling questions, so please answer each poll. If not CPE, please answer to benchmark your peers. Next, we'll have a quick survey at the end of the presentation, so please complete. And then finally, we'll have Q&A at the end of the presentation. So use your GoToWebinar control panel to ask our experts questions. We'll get to as many as we can in the hour. And last but not least, you'll receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours. So no need for notes or screenshots. With that, I'm very pleased to introduce our partner and sponsor, Savant Labs, an AI automation platform for finance and tax teams designed to modernize manual, data-intensive workflows with greater speed, accuracy, and control. Learn more at savantlabs.io. And I'm very, very pleased to introduce our subject matter experts and rockstar panelists, Joy Mbanugo, Renee Jewell, Chitrang Shah. Joy is CFO at Chai, a Palo Alto-based enterprise workplace experience platform that's listed on NASDAQ. Her 20-year career includes CFO at Service Rocket, working in the controllership office at Google, FP&A at BlackRock, and a 12-year tenure at EY in London. Joy is also a private investor in various funds, including women-led ventures, and she holds a Juris Doctorate from Cleveland State, a Master of Accountancy from Case Western Reserve, and a double bachelor's degree in accountancy and Black World Studies from Miami University of Ohio. Renee Jewell is controller at Airbnb, the big public company that advertises all the time. She began her career in public accounting at PwC. And prior to Airbnb, Renee was in a variety of roles at eBay and PayPal, including technical accounting, M&A integration, and North America controller. Renee earned a BA accounting from UC Berkeley Haas, where she recently completed AI for Executives. Renee is a licensed CPA and was the 2025 National Controller of the Year for the Controllers Council. Chitrang Shah is a serial entrepreneur and technology executive with more than 20 years experience in AI, automation, and enterprise software. Before founding Savant Labs, he helped build and scale companies acquired by Symantec, LinkedIn, and Dun & Bradstreet, and held senior product leadership roles at Lattice Engines and Dun & Bradstreet. Chitrang earned a Master of Science degree in computer science from the Rochester Institute of Technology. I've been hearing that a lot lately with A&I folks. And a Bachelor of Engineering, Mechanical Engineering from Sardar Patel University. Panelists, welcome and thank you for joining us today. And before we get going, I'd like each of you to tell us a little bit about your company, your finance and accounting department or organization, and perhaps some of your key roles or specialties. Joy, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I feel like, Neil, I talked about AI maybe the beginning of the year, but having just closed, and Renee will appreciate this, having just closed the year 2 weeks ago, filed a 10K, and then approaching upcoming Q, I think one of the things I've been focusing on is just how I can use it, and I have a very small team, as some listeners may already know, how I can use AI to focus and scale on filing and help me from an audit defense standpoint. So I use AI in a lot of different ways. I'm also looking at hiring. I don't want to say hiring, that sounds weird, but I've already deployed an FP&A AI agent, but now like making it more formal as part of like my org chart. And so I use AI every day just out of necessity. And it came out of intellectual curiosity about 3-4 years ago, but now it's become necessity for me just based on the size of my team and the needs of the company.
Neat. And Joy, I hope some of those points come back in our questions, because I think you were
Absolutely.
Renee, let's hear about the big logo Airbnb.
Thank you for having me. So just background, I joined Airbnb in 2018 with the intention of helping them to get ready to go public, which we were able to successfully do in December of 2020. And I'd say we've been on a technology journey ever since. So the time that we're spending learning and embracing AI is really part of that continued journey. We have a team, so I'm part of the Chief Accounting Officer organization under the CFO. I have a global team of about 100 people. Our largest groups are in the US and in India. And our team manages accounting for everything happening at the company. That's everything from every penny of monies that we take in from our guests and then send to our hosts, which is in the neighborhood of over $100 billion a year, to all the other accounting activities within the company and also global payroll. So within that, we'll go into more specifics as we get into questions, but embracing AI in all sorts of different flavors, sort of your traditional question and answers, but then going deeper where we've built connections into our data warehouse and into our financial information and metrics so that we can get some pretty powerful results.
Awesome, thank you for that. Chitrang, how about Savant Labs?
Well, first, thank you for having me. Joy, Renee, you're impressive. I hope I can live up to your resume. I have been doing AI for 20 plus years now, before AI was even a term. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I love building. As Renee mentioned, I also see this as a technology continuum. I love taking cutting edge technologies and making it available for business users to improve their day-to-day life. At Savant, we are building an AI automation platform for finance teams. We help them automate a lot of manual work that typically happens in spreadsheets. Think of all the activities that typically happens during your month-end book closing, tax provisioning processes. Savant helps your team automate a lot of that work, puts governance and control around it, and make the entire process auditable and defensible. Really looking forward to the conversation today.
All right. Thank you for that. And let's get right into it. We're going to start with a poll today. So let me launch this poll. And as always, all polls are strictly confidential and anonymous. So the first one is AI planning, testing, and adoption is a top priority for my accounting department. Select one of the following. So please take a few seconds. Got 4 polls total, the first of 4. And we'll probably reference some of the global results when inevitably our panel questions tie in with some of these poll questions. Just a few more seconds, please. And voting is slowed down, so I'm going to share the results. So number 1, AI is a priority among other priorities at 49%, but followed by AI as a top priority for 30%, and only 15% say AI is a low priority, and 6% on other or not sure. So So we're going to be talking about AI as priorities with our panel questions. So let's make a note of that and come back later with our first panel question. So how do you prioritize accounting AI deployment, panelists? Do you have a framework, and who drives those priorities? So Renee, why don't we start with you on this?
Sure. So we have team level goals for AI, including having shared agents created and having everyone on the team build their own agent. We also have built a governance framework to track use cases. And part of the reason why we're doing this is, of course, as a public company, we need to be thoughtful about where we're using AI in SOX controls, whether they be key or non-key. And it's also going to create a different structure pattern around levels of testing and other teams that we need to get involved, like our SOX controls team. We also have a dedicated person on my team who's leading our AI enablement, partnering very tightly with our financial systems team, and then also other teams within finance. We have people at different parts of the journey, some just learning, some that I would say are ambassadors and very, very strong at the technology. So trying to utilize that to bring everybody along in the journey, since it's a fairly significant change. The other thing that we've done is we've done hackathons so far for 2 out of our 3 big regions. So it's basically where we've done this now in Dublin and also in India, and we're going to be doing it soon in the US. We're bringing our teams together in person to be able to learn about the various tools that we have, and then get in and start practicing some use cases with each other. It's been a really good way to, rather than just kind of do like a tops down of which use cases we should automate, it's really the folks that are closest to the work that they do every day that can surface the best use cases. And being able to get everybody together kind of breaks over that barrier of the technologies being new and trying to figure out how to use it, and then getting ideas from other people on where they've been successful as well.
Neat. Thank you for that. And Chitrang, why don't you share a little bit about Savant Labs? Clearly utilizes some type of framework, I imagine.
Yes, certainly. I look at it from a similar angle, but I'll talk about our framework is more of a 2x2. On one dimension, we look at use cases. Are they personal productivity type use cases or repeat enterprise workflow type use cases? And on the other dimension is the technology capability. Do we have AI infrastructure? Do we have operationalizing capabilities? And you put the use cases in 2x2 matrix and try to find the lowest hanging fruit. Typically, what I've seen with most of my customers, if you're starting an AI journey, personal productivity use cases that don't require operationalization is a great way to get started. I think Renee mentioned hackathons work really well. People bring their own use cases for their day-to-day life, and you kind of build a culture around it and start to build out automation around it. The ones that are more require governance capabilities, SOX compliance type capabilities, also go hand in hand with the operationalization capabilities. We find most of our customers do that in the stage 2 of the journey once they're a bit more mature with AI. In terms of driving the priorities, I've always found success when individual users, business users work hand in hand with their IT organization in driving the priority. If either one side is pushing the other side, it usually doesn't result in success.
Neat.